All right, where do you want to start?
Yeah, Scott, what's kind of some of the goals of the early practices? You got like 5 newcomers and a bunch of veterans.
So the great thing is playing in Canada really helped us jumpstart our offense, defense. But now you're down to these 30 practices. You want to get in as much as you can. Say your prayers, no one gets injured, so that you can build that chemistry that's so needed come season time, and then be able to find out what rotations, what lineups, who works and plays best with who.
I say, how are you health-wise right now?
Great news, nobody's injured, everybody's doing well, so that's a good thing. I think we got all those injuries out last year. We should be good to go all this year.
Scott, you talked about that Canada slate. Just how beneficial was that? What did you see from your team?
Well, I think it was really good for the players that were first time in our program. From the standpoint, you had 10 practices and then you had great competition. So that allowed them to get game experience, running our offense and defense. And then from there, we've been able to add, and obviously having coached and practice with guys, knowing some of their limitations, so structure some of the offense moving forward around what guys are best at.
In Canada, with Jerome Tangon, did Canada help you and your on-court staff kind of get more in the flow after those changes?
Yeah, definitely. That was different for our staff too, because since I've been here, used to having Coach Tang there, and great opportunity for new guys to step into new roles, and then at the same time for Tweedy to get adjusted to being on staff. Luke Simons now is on staff, so we're excited about the additions we have with our team and our staff.
Scott, as far as everyday John, when do you expect him to be fully cleared? What's your hope as far as getting home?
Yeah, everyday John is rehabbing every day, so there is no timetable for his return. Obviously, it was a significant injury, and we don't expect him anytime soon, but at the same time, each and every day, if anyone can work harder to get back than him, please introduce him or show him, because we'll recruit him, because John, in everything he does, gives 100%. He's been unbelievable in rehab, and because of that, he's given himself a chance to return sooner rather than later, because most people would have thought after the injury he sustained, it's a multiple year thing, and we'll see what happens.
What about this year's group stands out to you most?
I think first and foremost, we got a lot of hard workers. We got guys that love to be in the gym. Really kind of boring from the standpoint they spend so much time in the gym. Really, that's their that maybe video games is what occupies most of their day. Now that we're with school, obviously that takes up a big portion of things, but really extracurricular and stuff like that, a good night for these guys is usually in the gym, and that's a blessing for us.
How big will Adam and Flo be from a leadership standpoint?
Well, you got John, Adam, and Flo, all guys that are fifth-year guys. That means they know what college is like. They know what to expect. And I think, first of all, as a coach, we're really blessed to have 3 guys that are team-first guys. And whenever you have leaders that are experienced but are great team guys and great teammates, they're great examples for the first, second, and third-year guys. And especially with the transfer portal nowadays, and with how many people leave to go pro, whenever you can get guys that have been in college for 5 years that are as selfless as these guys, you're really blessed as a coaching staff.
That's on the flip side of that, Keyonte looked really good in Canada. What have you seen out of him throughout since then that maybe has impressed you?
A lot of buckets. People in Canada saw just offensively what he's capable of. But what our staff has really enjoyed about Keyonte is he's extremely hard worker. Wants to get better on the defensive end, just because any freshman that comes in, there's a different speed and physicality required on the defensive end, on and off the ball. And he's been eager to learn. He's really fit in well with the upperclassmen, and something that you love as a coach is each and every day he wants to get better, will spend the time necessary to get better, and he can really facilitate, really pass the ball, so it's not somebody you can just load up on. He's going to take a bunch of bad shots. He's going to hit the open guys, and that's one thing this team really does well is move the ball offensively. They really share it. They're really unselfish. They're fun to watch.
Scott, what are your expectations for Langston Love?
Yeah, Langston just got cleared a week ago where he's able to go through contact. So he's somebody that has been out for a while, so it's going to take some time to get the rust off. But he works extremely hard, just like the rest of the guys. And he's somebody that during that year off really got stronger physically and then really improved his skill level. He was always known as a great scorer. I think his shooting's more consistent because that's basically one of the main things he could do during this time off. So we're excited for people to show how he's improved his consistency as a shooter too.
Scott, as far as LJ, how's he doing?
LJ's somebody that before he got injured was shooting and scoring at a high rate. He's someone also just got cleared a couple weeks ago for contact, and he's picked up right where he left off because in practice I don't think he's missed many shots. And what he's done that excites our staff though is his ability to share the ball this year and get the paint and create for others. Last year really he was looked upon to score. This year he's taken and embracing both roles. Defensively, like everybody on the team, he continues to get better at what we want to do, and excited to have him back on the court.
Coach, any prediction for the Baylor football game on Saturday?
Oh, we're winning. Don't know a final score yet, but definitely have confidence, and it's going to be a great turnout. I know we've had great crowds thus far at home, and what are we on, a 9-10 game home win streak? Want to thank the Baylor fans and Baylor family for making all that possible. It's going to be a little bit cooler, so get there early, stay late. Let's get that dub.
Hey, Coach, in terms of this time of year, late September, early October, what are those big things that you hope that by mid-October, late October, you guys will accomplish?
Well, first as a coach, you got to get that chemistry and find out who plays well with who, and so you can figure out rotations. And then you want to get them in shape enough that when the first couple games come, they're able to not have fatigue be a factor. And then with that, every team is different as far as strengths and weaknesses, and as a coach, adjusting what we do offensively or defensively to put them in the best positions to be successful. That's what makes coaching so fun. And then you do that all prayerfully, no one gets injured, so that you can make sure that everyone has good chemistry and rhythm going into season.
Scott, your two D1 transfers, how do you feel like they're going to fit in? What are going to be there?
Well, the good thing about a Division I transfer, especially coming from BYU and West Virginia, where they've been well coached and physically they've already adapted and they're used to college basketball. They're used to just the schedule and what goes into a college athlete. But with us having them in Canada was huge because, again, that allowed them to put the Baylor uniform on and be able to run our offense and defense and start to get acclimated to things. So I think that will really pay dividends come the beginning of the season.
What was it about Jalen Bridges that the second he went into the portal, you said, I want him on my bench?
Well, at first, he can really score it, and coaches like guys that make offenses look good. And his freshman year, he led the Big 12 in three-point percentage. Sophomore year was one of the best in the conference, actually both years, efficiency-wise, but great free throw shooter. And then offensively, he really rebounds. And we've had great rebounders on the offensive glass, and he carries that over. He's been coached. He has the toughness coming from West Virginia. He knows about the Big 12. But somebody that can space the floor with the guards that we have is something that's exciting. And you guys are on point today. I love it. Appreciate it.
Well, Adam, obviously, a lot of these guys have been here a while, the transfers and stuff. How's that going as far as chemistry?
It's been great. The time that we spent off the court has been so special. It's helped us, get along and learn each other's games at the end of the day. If we're, friends off the court, it makes it real easy come, game time when I have to ask for help or Flo comes to set a screen. He's understanding that, we can help the team and do certain things as long as we're together. So really it's been so important for us and the coaching staff as well to put the time in outside of the court. So.
What about you, as far as your leadership? Do you feel like you have to step up in that way, being one of the older guys?
Definitely. Being that I've been here for some time now, me, Flo, John, LJ guys have been around, and I've been a part of the championship team as well. I definitely feel like it's my role to step into that leadership, especially in the guard position with new guys like Keyonte, very skillful guys, Dale coming back, Twan coming in. Just being able to lead them and kind of show them the ropes a little bit and show what Baylor basketball is.
Adam, from the season last year where you guys it seemed like every other week there was a different guard who was out with injury, how much do you learn about y'all as a group when you have that?
You definitely learn a lot being able to have guys that are extremely talented, and when things go like that, being able to put guys in like Dale or James being able to take over a game, having me and LJ out, or me stepping into the point guard position when he was out. It just shows how versatile and complete as a guard group we were, but it also just shows the trust from the coaching staff in the sense of putting guys in new situations and knowing that we'll get the job done at the end of the day.
What impresses you about Keyonte?
Just his willingness to learn at the end of the day. Coming in so highly recruited and having all this attention towards him. Him being so coachable and listening not only to the coaches but to the guys that have been here, me and LJ, even Langston. When we pour into him taking it and running with it is so special.
What is it about playing against Jalen that when he signed and transferred here made you happy he's on the same bench as you now?
It's been great, having him around. He's a very high IQ guy, a guy that can shoot the piss out of the ball. Me, LJ, definitely have competition with him because he's a knockdown shooter, but definitely having somebody that's been a part of the Big 12 conference and been playing against the best of the best and coming to our team is so special. And we're definitely happy to have him.
As for you going through the NBA draft process, and what made you decide you wanted to come back, and what was that like for you?
The feedback was very positive, knowing that they want to see the ball in my hand more and just step into that leadership role as we talked about before. So I felt like it was an obvious answer to come back, an opportunity to get completely healthy and be able to rejoin the team and go for another national championship, because that the UNC game as well as some of the games that we let slip away really put a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm just excited to be able to be back and to go along this journey again.
You guys work all the time, but what's it like when you get to this point, starting this phase of practice?
It's what's the word? It's anxious at the end of the day. We're real excited to be able to play. We've been going at each other for a little bit during the summer. We're excited to put everything together, be able to play 5-on-5. We have a couple scrimmages coming up, so we're really excited for what's to come. Just ready to really display what we all been working on.
How excited are you to be back and be able to play in contact now?
It feels great to be back. It's still a process though, just trying to get my flow back. But it feels good just to be out there again and being able to help my guys out in more than one way. I was just cheering for them last year, making sure they were all doing well, but this year I can actually help them on the floor, so I feel like that would be great.
Scott said you picked up right back where you left off. Just how do you feel like you came back so far early in it?
I feel like I came back well just because, I got my teammates around me, supporting me, making sure that everything's going well for me, helping me out to get back in the flow. And the coaching staff has been real good about helping me get back into my flow and just encouraging me. So with all the encouragement I have around me, the return has been very good.
What do you learn about yourself in a year where you can't play in competitive games?
I just feel like you just become way more mentally strong. You really don't know what's good until you get it taken from you, like we have practice, so I'm grateful every day that I'm just able to step on the floor again and just be able to practice and be able to work out and just be able to just do things I love to do again. Yeah.
What impresses you about this group of guards that y'all have this year?
I just feel like we're just really versatile. I feel like we can come at teams from a lot of different angles, and no one's going to be ready for that.
What do you feel like you bring to the table there? Like, what's unique to you, and then how can that maybe help you reach your personal goals this year?
You know, my personal goal is just winning. Really, I just want to win. I want our team to win, make it as far as we can. Hopefully, bring back another championship to Baylor. For me, I just feel like I don't know. I just think I'm versatile. I can play multiple positions. I got guys around me that help me with whether they have me running guard or running the wing or doing anything. I got guys around me helping me. The coaching staff really believes in me, and I feel like that's just a great asset to me.
How about that guy across the way over there, Keyonte? He showed some really cool stuff in Canada. What have you seen from him, man?
You know, I just seen a guy that just likes to work hard. He's gonna come into practice every day and just give his best effort. So, you know, it's good to have that around because it just makes our team stronger. Being competitive, being as competitive as he is, and as good as he is, it's just making all the guys around him better.
Obviously, you know, just being cleared for contact, what, about a week ago for you? What's that thing that when you're able to do it on a basketball court, that's how you personally will know, okay, I'm back to what I was?
I just really feel like whenever I'm able to just really explode and just get up and dunk the ball really hard, that's when I feel like I'm getting back. I can already do dunks, but like, you know, doing an in-game dunk is different from doing a practice dunk. Yeah, so whenever I'm just able to just feel like I'm really explosive, like as explosive as I was last year, that's when I feel like I'm back.
How do you mentally get past feeling like you can step on that and getting past maybe the mental blockade that comes with an injury like that?
I just feel like when I'm on the court, I just try not to think. I just try just to react and just think because I just gotta trust the work that I put in and all these months of lifting, doing all the recovery, rehab, all of that. I just feel like there's really no reason for me to be scared out there because ultimately it's in God's hands. God has a plan for me, and I just trust God with everything.
How good can this team be this year?
As good as we've ever been. National championship good.
I mean, for me, I was focused on the team goals. Obviously, team goals to win another Big 12 championship. That's first. And then we'll start talking about March Madness later on down the line. But as of right now, that's the main goal.
Is there anything else you want to add? Thanks, Flo.
Boy, I didn't pick it where he left off. You talked about those goals from what you've seen on this roster. I mean, how good can you guys be this year?
We have a decision to be really good. And just picking off what happened in Canada. I mean, in a short amount of time, you know, having the guys being able to execute, go through the plays, and you know, just seeing the potential they have to actually be really good in a short amount of time. So just now looking forward to seeing somebody be the first practice, second practice actually today. But just having two months preparation is going to be huge for us so that when we start the season, that should be really good.
You, Adam, and Jonathan are the vets on this team. What do you feel like your guys' role is for getting some of these younger, talented guys up to speed?
I mean, I feel old, not really. I feel a little old. I mean, it's also just having experience. You know, me, Adam, John, been there for some time. Just we kind of know like the key things of what we need to do in order to be at the top. And as a matter of fact, the fact of being on the top, but also just more so just implementing the culture of Baylor, you know, how we do things and how we portray ourselves, how we carry ourselves, so that carries on to the court. Having that tradition of winning.
Is it a different feeling knowing it's your final year here?
No, it's kind of similar to last year, but it's just more in the sense of whether it's a new team, it's more new individuals, so it's just more bigger responsibility as far as like making sure everybody in the right path.
Looking at the 4 and the 5 spots, it seems like at least out of the guys who are healthy right now, it's a lot of new faces. What's that like for you going through practice and prepping for games?
I mean, for me, it's fun because you know, there's one thing about me is like playing at the 5 for this long. I mean, I kind of know every position as far as knowing the plays, what they got to do and stuff like that. So for me, it's kind of like I got to take the position of being a teacher and then teaching the guys, okay, you got to do this, before you got to do this, and before being continues to do that much more and stuff like that. So I kind of taking that role of just teaching the guys, but it's not different. I mean, it's still Baylor.
What are you seeing out of like Joshua, or how was it now having Jalen Bridges with you after having played against him?
I mean, first of all, with Josh, young, raw talent. You know, he's very explosive and has the ability to block shots and be that defensive impact. It kind of reminds me of myself when I came when I was younger. With Jalen, I mean, him being stretch 4, stretch 3, have the ability to just stretch the floor and knock down threes. It's actually funny because he was like, man, Flo, every time we play y'all, I have a tough time rebounding against you because you're so big. So I'm like, it's okay, let's say you're on my team, so we're going to do it together.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
I don't know, a little bit earlier, I heard lots of shooters on this team. Who do you think, in your mind, is the best shooter on this team?
I think it's me, honestly. I ain't gonna lie. I got a lot of confidence in my shot, but we got a lot of guys who can fill it up. LJ, Keyonte, Flag, Langston. You can go down the list. It's a lot of people that can shoot that ball.
That's how much does it help you as a shooter to have other shooters around you?
It just really gives me way more open looks and gives everybody more open looks because the defense is constantly going to be caught in rotations. They're constantly going to have to help, so it just opens up so much for us and even the big guys down low.
Scott mentioned your offensive rebounding as being one of the things that first stood out to him when he was coaching against you. You know, what is it about that part of your game that you think really stands out?
Honestly, when I see the shot go up, I just run opposite of where the ball shot from. I just try to get good position. I fight. It's really just like trusting your instincts. It's not really a skill. It's just playing hard and knowing where the ball is going.
When you look at this roster, top to bottom, how far do you think this group can go?
I think this group can go as far as we want it to go. Honestly, it starts with us. I think we obviously have as much talent as anybody in the country, but it's just us coming together and putting in work every day and trying to be the best.
For your game personally, what do you want to improve on before the season and then by season two?
I would say making like secondary reads on the backside, like seeing where help's coming from so I can kick it to the corner, drop it off to the big, and pull up, shooting off the dribble, I'd say. And I would say during the season, I mean, there's really nothing that you can't. I feel like everything needs to get better, honestly. That's just, I'm a perfectionist. I want everything to be perfect, so I feel like I have a lot of room to grow, honestly.
In that group of 4s and 5s, the forwards, what do you see? What stands out to you about your teammates?
It's a battle every day. We all play hard. If you're not boxing somebody out, you might as well just get ready to take the ball out because they're getting an offensive rebound and they're scoring it. And everybody can guard. Like when we get switched off on guards, it's like we're not a liability out there. We're moving our feet, cutting them off, and hitting them with our chest. So I think it's an exciting group, honestly.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Just being in tip-top shape. That's really the main thing for me. Get my body right, eating right. And, you know, when I get those things down, then at the end of the day, it's basketball. I've been playing basketball my whole life, so nothing changes. You just, at another level, you're just in college. Like I said before, just making sure I'm playing hard each possession, paying attention to the little things, and, I'm really ready to really go out for that first game.
What can anyone associated with Baylor basketball, whether it's fans, whether it's anything else, what is Keyonte George going to bring to the Baylor basketball team this year?
Just a player that plays with passion, has love for the game, play hard, make winning plays for the team, basically do anything that the team needs me to do in order for us to win a ball game.
Why Baylor?
Just, coming here on my visits, it really felt like a family aspect here. When I came down here, I really felt like I was on a team already. So that was just really a big thing for me. And that's really what stood out the most at schools that I had in my top 5. And, just how, vested Coach Drew was in me. It might be funny, but, him and Coach AB, they showed up to one of my games with #1 on. So I just really felt like, if they doing that, then they really invested in me, they really want me. So, they called me all the time, so I just felt, this is where I need to be. This is where I want.
How does Scott Drew compare to the coaches you've had in your career?
Coach Drew, he's a good person. There's a lot of good people out here, but genuinely, he's like a good person. He's never, you never see him mad. He always gonna have a smile on his face. He's never gonna change for anybody that is around. He doesn't feel like he's hiring the people, lowering the people. He just feels like, he's just God-fearing man. He believes in the Lord. He just pours in us each and every day. So he's just a great person.
What about you personally, like your goals, your personality traits, has helped you buy into the culture here, helped you make that choice?
and
Can you repeat the
getting
question?
great.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
What about you, like your personality, the way you think about things, your goals, has helped you kind of buy into that culture of joy here so far?
For sure. I know what type of goals that I have set in place for myself personally. And, just like I said, that culture here, Jesus, others, yourself, I just implement that, in everything that I do. I feel like everything's going to work out. Playing for my brother, playing for the name across my chest. I just really feel like, if I do that, really lock in on the things I need to do as far as on the court, I feel like, I'm going to have a great chance in, achieving my goal that I want to really achieve.
When you look at the talent around you on this roster, I mean, how far can this group go for real?
We talk about it all the time, but, I really feel like, the talent that we have, we can really do it again and win the NCAA championship. Just because how well we know each other's games, we know our strengths are, just how connected we are. So that's really the main thing. If we all connected, we all on the same page, then everything else gonna work out itself. At the end of the day, it's just basketball. We all been playing basketball for all our life. So, we know how to play. We know what it takes to win. So, we just really buy into that. And we're gonna have a great season.
We've seen you sit front row at the Farrell Center, get the standing ovation. How anxious are you to finally be on the court playing in the Farrell Center?
I'm excited. Just coming to the games, how much people show me love. I feel like it's gonna be the same, especially when opening tip off. I'm gonna have some jitters, but overall it's gonna be a real exciting moment for me, for myself. And then overall, I'm just ready to be able to win.
Are there any specific things this year you're looking forward to? Maybe like going up to Kansas, stuff like that, where you're going to be like, yeah, man, I'm top level college basketball right now.
I'm really looking forward to our first conference game. That's really that's when I'm gonna know that I'm really my hard work is really starting to pay off. Being able to play with these guys at one of the highest levels in college basketball is going to be really fun. It's a blessing, not for myself, all the people that we have. So it's going to be real fun.
Be part of a program like this that Scott Drew and his staff have built. Excited to get this thing rolling.
When you guys go into the season, you mentioned the program that they've built. 2 years removed from a national championship, a 1 seed last year. What's the expectation like inside the locker room that whether it was established with you when you got here or when you were talking about the transfer?
I just think the accountability from all the coaches and the players, kind of as a collective, just to push each other to be the best we can be. And I think that just comes every day from competing in practice and pushing each other. And I think it's going to be a fun year.
What have you seen from other guys that maybe stood out to you that you didn't see at BYU or in the West Coast Conference?
I just think of a full unit of leadership and every single guy really wanting and expecting greatness out of not only themselves, but their teammates. So I think just the overall leadership, the mentality, the culture of everyone that really wants to win and bring more championships to Baylor is something new to me.
You had a good showing in Canada, as did Keyonte and Flo and several other guys on this roster. How key was that for you to get acclimated to a new program, and on the other side, for these players to get acclimated to you?
I think it was really, and like I've told some of the other reporters, just us being able to go there together as a team so early on in the season. We had all only been together for 3 weeks to a month before we went out to Canada. So all of a sudden, all of us being able to go out there and compete was really fun. And it was nice to start to learn some things kind of up front, because going to a new program after being somewhere 2 years, you got to relearn everything. You got to learn their defensive schemes, the offensive schemes, just kind of everything that comes with that. So I think it was a little bit of a head start.
What do you feel like you really bring to the table? What do you pride yourself on when you get up there on the court?
I would say a combination of leadership and hustle and just being there, I think, every single play and pushing all these guys in practice to be the best they can be and holding myself and them accountable for everything and really just trying to win.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ceiling, or I guess how far can this team go this year?
Oh, if you ask me honestly, if I'm looking at the team, I feel like we can actually make it to the Final Four this year. I think we can actually make it to the Final Four this year with this team here.
How special would that be for you to be able to play in the Final Four?
For me, it's going to be very, very special because coming as a freshman, your first season, making it to the Final Four is like something every freshman like dream for and hope for. So it was actually very special to me though, to be able to do that.
Everyone's been saying that everyone really goes at each other in practice. Is there anybody specifically that's been giving you a lot of problems?
I'll probably say playing with Flo, because I'm not actually used to playing with someone that kind of size, like bigger and stronger than me. But I feel like with time I'll probably get used to it. Like I feel like he's the kind of person who actually like push me to actually, because I don't think there's anyone in the Big 12 who actually like plays soft. Everyone is actually going to be strong and tough. So like being able to go against Flo like every day and practice and stuff, like it's going to get me like ready for the season and stuff. So yeah.
Is there kind of like an internal competition on the glass between you, Flo, and Jalen?
Kind of. Like there's some days when like the ball goes up, and if you're not quick to like look around who is close to you, man, you're not getting the rebound. So like you have to actually hit someone in order to like get the rebound, because if you just stand right there, like the ball is flying, like you said, Jalen is right there, Flo is right there, and they're like you have to actually hit someone to be able to like get the rebound, because if you just stand right there, you might actually get hit first, and if you get hit first, it means the person you go to first actually won't get the rebound on you.
What was it that about Baylor that sold you on making the move and coming back?
I'll probably say, because I watched few of the games, and I probably say I like the way they play defensively, and also like the coaches too actually played a good role, because when you're getting when the college is actually recruiting you, like you don't get much chance to actually speak to the head coach. It's more like the assistant coach and stuff like that. And Coach Drew was always calling and checking and saying, how am I doing, not only basketball-wise, but like how am I doing off the court, like how's my family, how's my school going, and even said like if I want to go and talk to my mom, it's down to like actually speak to my mom and stuff. So that was part of like the reason why I actually chose this school, because they didn't just care about me basketball-wise, they asked about my family and they care about how I'm doing off the court too. So, yeah.
Scott Drew's